Alright guys, so new video. This is gonna be a trade or market recap for today, 2nd of April. So before I get into the trade, I want to clarify this. When we take the draws from liquidity, we usually chop. As you can see here, we just start chopping, and we don't have any intention of moving the market towards the draw liquidity. So we just range. As you can see right now, we're ranging in this zone, and that's when you should avoid trading. So only trade when there's draws on liquidity. Every time I come into the market, every single day, is there draws on liquidity? If there is, I'm gonna trade, or I'm gonna look for a trade. If there's no a single draw on liquidity or good draws on liquidity, I'm closing the charts and I'm waiting for the next day. Anyway, so let's go to market open. I'm gonna put this on replay. So 15:30, right? So we have market open right here. I have ES on the right, by the way, and then NQ on the left. So market opens right here. Before market opens, what do we have? First of all, we analyze the higher time frame. So where do we want to go? What are we doing right now? As you can see right now, we're inside of a 4-hour gap. And we tap the CE, so the middle of the 4-hour gap. And where do we think price is going to go? After, even though we're dumping, we're still respecting the fair value gap really nicely, and we have some nice draws on liquidity, being this 4-hour unmitigated and this second 4-hour unmitigated, which are also London high, and there's also equal highs on the 50-minute time frame. So for me, very strong draw, and I was very confident in this draw, but always have a safe stop loss, so don't rush the entry. Right now we have London high right here with the 4-hour mitigated, and we open, so market opens and we start pumping up, and this is where like FOMO traders, beginner traders are gonna be like, oh, let me just long this, I'm very confident on the draw. So like look at that displacement on the 5 minute, like I'ma just long like this. What would have happened if you did that? You would have gotten stopped out just like that. Remember guys, in trading, patience pays. So be patient, look for a safe entry with a safe stop loss, and you'll be fine. Anyway, for me it was too early. I knew it was gonna have some type of retracement or anything, and I also wanted to see, for example, some type of gap hold. So I go to the 5 minute. I really like 5 minute retraces and 15-minute retraces, and I look at this gap. So I look at this gap, and I tell myself my condition is, if I want to long this, I want a retrace into that gap and the rejection out, sorry, and then confirmation to the draw liquidity, or I want some sort of lower manipulation into a 15-minute gap, or a resweep, or an SMT, or a resweep of this zone, but this is the lowest I want it to go. I don't want it to start dumping any lower than that. Like the most was just a quick resweep. So what do we have? We see that that 5 minute gap doesn't hold, and we inverse that gap. And I saw a lot of people selling this, and this is really incorrect because in trading we want to prioritize draw on liquidity. So right here we're just rejecting a gap and inversing a gap. We don't have a draw liquidity, we don't have any narrative behind this trade, so I wasn't gonna sell here. So if you press sell button there, review your draw liquidity, because it's very wrong. So anyway, I go on the 15-minute and I see a 15-minute gap. Perfect. So will that 15-minute gap hold? It does. and it rejects out. But before that, so we see that the 15-minute gap holds. So then I go to the 1 minute, I go to the 5 minute, and I check for confirmation. So first of all, we had a 5 minute inverse right here. You could have caught that inverse. That was a very, very nice trade, to be honest. You could have had an inverse, stop loss at the low, and TP at London high. Or if you want to go for more RR, which I don't recommend for beginners, take partials and then leave some here. And then, but this would have been like really, really confident trade. But also on the 1 minute, you had this, or even on the 2 minute, I like the 2 minute, to be honest. We had another gap. We tapped into the gap really nicely and confirmation candle. You could have done something more risky like that, or just targeting a 1-to-1. But anyway, I had my stop loss here. I didn't initially, I had it here. Initially I did something like this, so I wanted something like this and break even here. Even though ES, as you can see here, had already taken the break-even point. Why did I go break-even even if there was SMT? Because I was really confident on the draw. Normally I would have gone as a break-even. But anyway, initially I did something like this. Once on the 2 minute, we held, tapped, rejected. I cropped my stop loss there and I added some risk. So now I still had the safer sell, I had a nice entry, everything, and I had more risk. And from there it just pumps, takes all of the draws, and even takes Asia high over here. So as you can see on the 4 hour, takes the 2 unmitigated, takes London high, takes the equal highs, takes Asia highs, holds perfectly the 4 hour and the 50 minute. Honestly, A plus setup, A plus PA, and very, very, very clean. So if you took that SL on the sell, review your drawn liquidity, if you took that win, you're going to be very profitable. But the most important thing, understand draw on liquidity, understand what price wants to go. And obviously, like I mentioned just after taking the draws, what are we going to do? Let me just go to real time. This is now, yeah. So what are we going to do? We're going to chop. So as you can see, we take the draws and we chop and we range. So that's it for the trade recap. I hope you had some value from that, and if you did, make sure you follow me on Instagram and check my story. I posted the P&L, and also subscribe on YouTube. More videos are coming.